Thursday nights, 8 p.m. to midnight. And you are watching Pull Getter TV. Get your fucking pull.
You wanted the best! You got the best! I'll meet the boys at the PGA house tonight. They got a pot on a crown. It's going down our range. We'll hit the rail and camp a bird. We'll take our shots in groups of threes. We'll head back up at the clubhouse. Blow it all up and start all over again. The PGA, there ain't no telling what we'll get into. The drink will flow, blood will spill. Before we're fucking through, could be a power getter. Power getter. A power getter. The only way is all the way. Power getter. Could be a power getter. A power getter. The only way. That way. We got reason to drink and right to sing our song. And if you don't agree, it doesn't make us wrong. We got Jaeger and Crown and lots of smoke and money last night. Now I'm broke and had a good time with the getters. We blowing up a dime all the time. With the PGA, there ain't no telling what we'll get into. The drink will flow, blood will spill. Before we're fucking through, could be a power getter. A power getter. Yeah, power getter. The only way is all the way. Power getter. Could be a power getter. Yeah, power getter. The only way.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
The next attraction to play this theater. This picture, truly one of the most unusual ever filmed, contains scenes which under no circumstances should be viewed by anyone with a heart condition or anyone who is easily upset.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Hope you like what you see.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking.
Hey, welcome back from a
Hello.
long hiatus. And we're here to do it right this time. We're going to blow it up in October. We've been fucking recouping, resting, getting shit ready. And tonight is the night. The air is getting colder. The leaves are falling. Manifestive's in the house to play live. It's starting to feel like October, folks. So, hope you guys have had a good time. We're here with Dunce Man. Watch how you're gonna dunce ya.
It's amazing that we're about to embark on this journey, this entire new season. Welcome to season 2, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, so tonight we have Manifestive in the house all set up here.
Yes.
to blow your minds and ring in this. They're going to talk about some of their songs, and they're going to ring in this awesome October we have planned here. So, without further ado, Manifestive, everybody.
Hell yes.
Come on, Dunce. Let's go. Good?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Full Getter TV. Happy Halloween season.
So tell us a little bit, Pam, can you hit my mic? All right. Tell us a little bit about that jam, if you would. Is it meant to be an instrumental, or?
Absolutely. Not initially, but at the end as we were recording, we're like, there's
It's fine the way it is.
no room for vocals. It's purely event-based. The song is called Baroque, named after an era in social evolution based on the increased awareness of the importance of music, you know, the Baroque period. And it's almost like classically arranged. There's just parts back and forth. It's a very call and response conversation between the instruments. So yeah, there's definitely
That's definitely the sense I got.
no
from it.
room for any
Yeah,
words,
it
I
seems like
guess.
vocals would have maybe taken away from that awesome composition there. So, very well done.
Thank you.
When did you write that?
That is actually on the God is a Martian EP, the oldest song and the opener. It was written in 2011, the year that we met, well before Manifestive even existed, and lingered around for years. It was kind of courted by various bands I was in, and just tried it, never really hit all pistons. And then once we introduced the vibraphone to it, especially towards the end, because it started as guitar like pizzicato. It was all strings. That's where the working title came from. So then once you get the string parts to the vibraphone, and then later on in the song where there were no vibe parts, and we wrote a vibe part over the super heavy metal parts, wow, there it is. This is the band this song belongs in. So, you know, sometimes you just write to write. It ends up not where you expect it. So.
Well, I love that jam. It was solid.
Thanks.
So what are you guys going to be playing for us next?
Next is going to be a song called Fib Not.
And you actually have a
Not
music
with a
video
K.
for that one, right?
Correct. Yeah, this was done with CJ Bills, who mixed the God is a Martian record. Him and John Smith down in Leander, Texas at Mediocre Studios. We shot this pretty much in just a couple takes, the music video for it. So.
Well, very cool. I can't wait to see it live here in this context on Pull Getter TV tonight. Thank you guys again so much for coming out and doing this for us and kicking off our big October, month-long bash Halloween night. I'm getting high here.
It's at least 31 days long.
Right on. Well, I'll let you guys do it to it. Thank you guys for watching out there.
this will end soon. Here goes ready.
don't mind, I'm going to come talk to y'all for a minute.
Come on, dunce.
So I do know that we've talked about that song before on your last visit here, and we definitely don't want to continue to go over old information, but it's got such a great storyline. Could you tell us a little bit about it? What came about that made that song for you guys?
Well, an environmental explanation kind of helps. We had just relocated from Vallejo, California, back here to Dallas, where we'd met, and a lot was changing in our lives and every life that we were in touch with, and just the world. So it's basically a song about trust and about, like, you know, realizing that your environment isn't what you're used to or what you think that it is, and adjusting accordingly, and, like, you know, kind of trusting your path and trusting your gut, and wondering if the trust you've had in your gut in the past was valid, or like, oh, did I make the right choice? You know, that moment after you make a huge life-changing decision, did I just do the right thing? So
That's awesome. What specifically does the term fib knot mean?
it was an attempt at a visual metaphor of, like, a noose made of lies.
Makes sense.
You know, like fib, like a lie, and then a knot. Like, oh, okay, well, you were caught believing that lie was the truth, and now it's hung you.
So one of my favorite things about you guys is that you're able to delve into what people already know in their lives and relate to people in their lives, and take it and kind of look at it from a different light. So if I'm understanding correctly, basically you're talking about what most people would refer to as a tangled web of lies, but you're looking through a new eye at it, if I'm not mistaken here. And so it's a knot of lies, which is a much tighter, much more pressurized version of things. Am I correct on that?
Right.
It's also,
Like,
it's also like a pun on Fibonacci, like the Fibonacci spiral.
Oh, okay.
Because it's also it's so intricately woven into our lives that the inability to distinguish lies from truth is a burden we all face, and it's a skill that requires a lot of betrayal and a lot of things going wrong, to be able to hone. But also the eloquence of some of the lies that have been woven into our lives. So it's almost like darkness woven in with sacred geometry.
Awesome, super deep. I love it. So tell us a little bit about this next song that you're gonna play.
this next song is called Just Wait. And we could describe what you're waiting for after the song.
That sounds perfect. Thank you guys so much for being here. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's going to be all month. Thank you for joining us. Let's let these guys rock out.
yet to come. Just wait. Here we are again. Call us your friends. Even though during dark times we were nowhere to be found. Don't block out the sun. The worst is yet to come. Just
You got caught in the web.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I didn't stop it. That's my bad.
All right.
It's like life. If you don't stop it, it'll stop itself.
Yeah.
That's a little dark. Sorry.
That's crazy. We were just talking about Fibnot and the web of lies, and you were getting caught up in the web there, man. You were lucky to be alive, really, at this point. So,
Daily by the second. That couldn't be more correct.
so that was called Just Wait? Correct. All right. And what's this? Yeah.
So,
Yeah, while we
Yeah.
get this web out of your way.
it's basically calling out pessimism. Be like, okay, you think it's bad now? You think the glass is half empty now? It's going to get worse. If you focus on the negative, it will only grow. It's life is what you focus on. And Just Wait was written at a really scary time with a lot of loss. It deals with just so much just loss and like, oh, what do I do now that this major part of me or person or thing in my life is just not there, and I'm used to it being there and being a source of energy and comfort. What do I do? What do I focus on? Okay, well, since I'm in a spot of grief, negative's the easiest thing to grab for. But no, it's like, no, okay. You think the worst is yet to come. Just wait. So focus on the positive.
Yeah.
Seasons change.
Reminds me of that old proverb of the depressed king that told his wise men to bring him something that made him happy when he was sad and sad when he was happy, and they brought him a ring with the inscription, "This too shall pass." Right? Exactly. So we'll let you get back to this next song, man. I'm loving this Manifestive show. What about you guys? And Dunce Man's over there waiting to come and fucking holler at you guys again. And what's this next song called real quick, and I'll get off of here?
This next song is called Sweetness.
So there's so much that look at you, that's twice. There's so much that you guys have in your story that's just so cool. And we last time we had you in here in season 1, we got to talk a lot about it, which is awesome. We don't want to do a lot of repeating, as I said before, but there's just, you guys have just such a unique story. What made you guys and brought you all together in the form that you are now. And so there's a couple of things that I just wanted to touch on. One of the things is that this is the form of Manifestive that if you know Manifestive from the beginning, this is how you've seen them from the beginning with a two-person situation. However, you guys are now a 4-piece. Am I correct?
Yeah, we have obtained a kind of a modularity. So it's dependent on who's available more than anything. We do have a drummer and a bassist now, and it's always a real pleasure playing with them. But I wouldn't quite say we're a fixed 4-piece. It's really all just based on availability.
So you're a fixed 2-piece that enjoys bringing some extra guests sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, that's an amazing way to look at things. So you're not guaranteed any one form except the two of you. So each show really that you go out to is almost like
you're not really guaranteed
it increases
anything.
the variable.
It's,
yes.
Every show is totally different.
That's fucking awesome. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to jump to really quickly is how the vibraphone came into play, how you gathered the materials for it, and how that all went. Eve, that's definitely all you.
Thank you. I wanted to help Taylor, I guess, form a band when he wants to go live with me in Vallejo, California. And I felt a little intimidated because I knew he was previously in rock bands before, and this is not typically a rock instrument. So I offered my services anyway. Hey, I play mallet instruments, not the same as a piano even. When we went to move forward with that idea, I also realized, yeah, vibraphones, even a cheap, crappy one on Craigslist is going to be like $1,000, $2,000.
Right.
So can't really just drop that much on an instrument that at the time I didn't even know if I had my chops up because it had been so long since I played. So I went on eBay and looking for like used, and what I ended up finding was these keys. And this is the only part of the instrument that I didn't actually make besides the pickups. And the seller disclosed to me that the keys came from a trailer that had been, I guess, obliterated. It was full of like marching band equipment. So the original vibraphone that these keys came off of was absolutely destroyed. And I ended up buying the keys from him for just like a couple $100, and with the help of Taylor's stepdad, we went ahead and built the entire frame from scratch. And then, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so that's a completely unique piece. So you're not gonna find that in any store anywhere. You're not gonna find that anywhere but on Manifestive stage. Am I correct?
Well, what actually makes this unique is that every single key has a pickup, and all the pickups go through a collecting rail, which then feeds into my Boss GT8, which is actually a guitar effects processor. So I think the combination of the pickups and the frame actually being made out of oak hardwood flooring, we named it Silba. So it's some people call it a vibraphone, some people call it a xylophone, but it's Silba.
It's more of a testament to you guys and just how everything you do is unique, and everything that you're gonna get when you come to a Manifestive show is gonna be something you've never seen before. Even if you've seen a Manifestive show, you're not gonna get the same thing. And you're definitely not going to get the same thing as anything else in the local scene or otherwise. I'm going to go ahead and let you jump to your next song. I have more questions for you that I'd love to ask. But it's amazing to have you guys on, and thank you for everybody watching again. This is a great way to kick off the season.
Thank you for having us.
Hell yeah. You guys kick it, man. I can't fucking wait.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
fall. Your night was over. Too many took from you. Dead friends that left all the best for you. Depend on when ever you fall. Very fast learner, possibly fastest in the room.
That's right. Official third member? Perhaps, maybe. Who knows, right? Nothing's impossible. So, one thing I want to talk about is this style you guys have. Like, your personal lives aren't that far from what we see here. But what inspired you to have this kind of theatrical costumage? And do you guys, like, ever wear it, like, in person, like, around the house? You know, just, is it so comfortable, like, yeah, I don't feel like being me today, so I'm going to transform into this alter ego? And is it an alter ego?
It's kind of the other way around. This is our natural selves and how you see us, and the daily is the alter ego.
Right on, right on. So is that all you need to say about it? Is that all you need to say about it?
Visually, it all comes from Eve's
artwork,
visual artist style. Really, she designed all of our stage wear. It's all part of a humongous story that's in the works.
See, that's why I was asking. That's what I should have figured. And I noticed you didn't speak up and say that because you're being humble and modest, right? Because your artwork is really good. And if you guys don't know already, you can follow Eve Walding on Instagram, and you have your own page on Facebook, right? Eve Walding's Art. Yes. So check it out. Really cool stuff. She even did a painting of Paragraph with his mask off. It looked a lot like Edward Scissorhands, but it was Paragraph. So, all right, I'll let you guys do it to it. Thank you guys out there for watching.
So this next song concludes the journey, not for today, but for our release, God is a Martian, by being its title track, God is a Martian. There's all sorts of, grief and loss and recalibration and where am I in this world? And the last track is kind of a possibility after death, like, wow, this whole time God was a Martian. This whole time, we were just stardust flying from one end of the universe for another that stopped here on Earth for 70-something years or not. It's just a statement towards the limitlessness of possibilities of the unseen.
before you proceed into another, just like above you and fear the dark among you inside. See your life before you proceed into another, just like Thank you.
I don't want to kiss your ass or anything like that, but you guys are like one of my favorite things in the world. Like,
Oh,
you're just
we were very excited to be here.
so
thank
different,
you.
and you guys are so humble, and you guys are just so, I don't know, you guys are just awesome. So we have plenty of time. I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions, just basically from the last time we saw you guys. What's been going on in your lives? What have you guys been, I mean, as far as musically for Manifested, what all has been new and different and changed, and what have you embarked on? What's great for y'all?
Since the last time we visited, Burning Man happened.
Yes.
That was intense, and
You played Burning Man, yes?
this is the first year in a few that we haven't.
Oh.
Just because our tour vehicle wasn't quite ready to go as we thought it was going to be. So we had to downsize, and the instruments didn't keep us hydrated in the desert for 2 weeks, so we had to leave them behind. But oh man, what an incredible experience this year was. Especially it was very, very healing and connected with a lot of people. And so we've brought Silva, the aforementioned vibraphone, metallophone, and xylophone, who have you, every year but this one. And we had people happy to see us. We had people sad that Manifestive wasn't there, but we had a lot of people asking specifically for Silva. I came to this camp to play that vibraphone you had here last year with all the effects on it.
That's awesome.
So
Somebody
she,
actually wrote a postcard about it.
yeah,
Like,
wrote a
mentioned it to
postcard and
us.
sent it to our camp leader and was like, hey, yeah, keep bringing that vibraphone. That thing's awesome.
Wow.
We've had people in the past there in the middle of a dust storm. There's no electricity, and still you could just hear it cut through the air, and you can't see anything because it's, you know, you can't see from me to you. 80-mile-an-hour dust storm. Some jazz player sitting there with Eve's mallets just going to town, and it's like, this is exactly what you want to hear in this type of situation to kind of calm you down.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Burning Man is something else, and we came back recharged, refreshed, with an exact intent and goal set for where we are as Manifested. We're in a very pivotal spot. We've just done a few releases. We've done a major amount of touring, especially for somebody on our level. Everything's DIY. So we needed to see where we were going, see what we were going to write about, how we're going to put it together with the visual art and music meeting in the center, how we get it out, and how we keep people interested, keep appealing, interesting, and we just realized be ourselves. You know, if you try to do something too hard, that comes across.
Of course.
So it's a lot easier to just embrace your own individuality. I mean, there's 8 billion people of you. Don't hide what makes you different. It's your asset in the age of overpopulation. Right?
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. So what's the next step for Manifestive? Where are you guys? What's your goals for this year coming up? I mean, we're almost at the end of the year. Obviously, it being October. What do you guys want to do over the next year?
Write and record a new album.
Write and record a new album.
Yeah, and that's in the works. There's still some things that we want to iron out, some details we want to figure out before we, I guess, promote it any further. But definitely, what we're looking at what, like an LP at least, right? Or a double LP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you willing to reveal a name? Do you have a name?
I don't know. What do you think, Paragraph?
It's quite large, and it'll get people thinking.
That's what she said.
Okay. All right then.
Well, the working title so far is Universe 25.
Okay.
And the reasoning for that name is it's based off of a psychological experiment using rats. I can't quite remember the scientist or the psychologist's name off the top of my head, but he basically ran an experiment where he created a rat. Well, he first started off with mice and then rats, a utopia. And in this utopia, the rats could have access to an infinite amount of resources: water, food, mates, everything. And what ended up happening was it ended up going through these phases of civilization that are not too dissimilar from what humanity is actually going through. And towards the later stages of the this rat utopia, you started seeing rats developing more and more like rat mental illnesses, where a lot of them started being like more seclusive, and there was a lot more fighting, and there was a lot more like strange diseases. And eventually, the whole entire experiment resolved in the complete extinction of every single mouse in that mouse rat utopia.
They needed to come up with a little ratty Prozac.
Right. Well, I mean, but does it really solve anything, right?
No, it never does.
It really just makes the Prozac manufacturers more money.
Right. Here, take a pill for this. We've got a pill.
But he repeated the experiment 25 times. He called them universes. And so he stopped the experiment on I think the 24th or the 25th universe. And at that time, he concluded that overpopulation, unchecked, regardless of how many resources you throw at the population, will always end in extinction.
Wow.
Always.
Wow, what a concept. That's incredible.
So that's the name of our next album.
That's great. That is awesome. This is why I love you guys. How many more songs do
Speaking
you
of
guys have for us
optimism,
tonight?
we have 2. We have one that is a strong contender for Universe 25, and then we have another one that's a favorite of Mr. Corey. We wanted to pleasure his ear holes with.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, well, so we're going to let you get to that in a minute. We've got plenty of time here, so I just want to keep asking y'all a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Totes my goats.
So there's a million things that make you guys amazing. One of them is just your different way of approaching absolutely everything, which was, I mean, you guys manifested, haha, in the last, in just the last question alone. Do you go out of your way to approach things differently and to think differently and to put that out there to the world so that it opens people's minds more? Or are you guys just a band that and you know, a couple that together you guys collectively think just a little bit different than the world, and it happens to show in your music?
Definitely more than B. Go ahead.
I think the bigger struggle is actually trying not to
Normalizing
get too conceptual. Actually trying to be normal is more of our challenge than the opposite.
So if your questions were A, B, C would be the opposite of A. That is definitely what.
Okay.
Pick a number, probably.
We're trying
That's a good way to put it.
We're trying to make our perspectives relatable, because we know that they're out there, and we're trying to show people what we see without scaring them off.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Or confusing them, because I mean, scaring. I don't know. That's kind of a tall order. I mean, it's our present reality is quite scary as it is. So I don't.
Well,
it'd be kind of hard to top that.
I am a strong believer, a firm believer that a lot of times the reason why people greet new ideas or new ideals with anger or violence is strictly because of not being able to understand.
Yeah, the unfamiliarity.
Right.
It's like a processing buffer. It's like, I'm angry while I'm like
right. I'm so mad at you for
wrapping my head around it. Yeah.
Well, it actually rolls back to the whole fib knot thing. You know, sometimes when you reveal that a truth in your life is actually a lie, the natural inclination is to feel anger because it's like a deep betrayal at that point.
That song's a reflection on that exact anger that you're speaking of. Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Why I love talking to you guys so much. It's a different level, 100%. And so for those of you out there that are listening and joining, I hope you're following along and understanding that these guys, they make great music. The music's amazing. Absolutely love every second of it. However, there's just so much that's so much deeper that goes into exactly what they're doing and exactly what they're saying. And we're just lucky to be able to be a receptacle for that and let it grace our ear holes. So aside from that, Eve, you do art. We know you do art. We know you build instruments. What do you do as a regular day to day? What is your whole life? And I know the answer to this. I'm just listening, just for the whole audience to get a chance to know.
This is my whole life.
This is it right here.
You're looking at it.
So the dream can be achieved.
Well, anything can be achieved with enough hard work and support.
Fair enough. And where the support comes from is you guys that are watching and the audience members that come to your shows. Obviously, it's just you guys.
Whom we cannot thank enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep, your fans are some of the strongest, and you guys are a different genre. So you guys embarking on a new journey musically from what's the norm out there. It's a risk because you never know what people are going to receive it as, and it just seems like it gets better and better every time we talk to you guys or every time we see you. It seems more and more that the world is really receiving of your message. That's awesome. I mean, that's a dream that people have had. All people have had. I think everybody's dreamed of being a rock star at one time or another, and not necessarily that I'm calling y'all, rock stars by definition. It's more just that it's happening for you guys because of your genuine nature and who you guys are as a couple and as musicians.
And that's how anybody can do it, just by being genuine. Don't try to attract attention. If you are your hardest self, yourself as hard as you possibly can be, and it's fully genuine and you mean nothing but compassion and love, it'll come to you. Support will come to you. I mean, we aim for support because we are raised on different abstract bands, from Skinny Puppy to Clan of Zymox to what have you.
Nice.
Oh wow, just that's where my fan base is because that's what I like. But no, we attract builders and engineers and software people who are like, oh wait, now tell us that thing about the 14th planet again. Just by being yourself, and no matter what you do, music, programming, if you build lighters for Bic, if you just love what you do, people are gonna love you back.
That's exactly right.
The feedback loop.
So to not continue with too much time spent here, you guys are about to show us exactly what you mean by that. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about this song. I'm going to walk away from the screen, let you tell us a little bit about what's going on with this next one. And I don't even know what the next song is, but I have no doubt in my mind that it will show everything that you guys have just spoken about, because each one of your songs are a testament to exactly who you guys are as people and exactly how you guys think. I love that. Thanks again, everybody joining us. Welcome to the second season. So glad to have Manifestive here. Fucking awesome. Get your fucking pull. You guys nail it for us.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
This should end up on Universe 25. Its working title as of now is Drummer Dust, simply because of the amount of drums and how it reminded me of Seven Dust. But it's a song in the making, and it's been growing for a little while. We've taken it on the road. Now we want to play it here for you guys.
You got me turned on, Pam? Well, that was awesome. I can't get over the sound of this Sylvia vibraphone, right? So cool. So, Halloween. It's our favorite holiday, right? Yeah? What,
I would say so, yeah.
like Easter? or
Being a Gemini,
St. Patrick's
I have
Day?
2 favorite holidays, and they both are always on the 31st.
Right on.
The other one being New Year's Eve because it's the only one that involves time travel.
Right on. Well, have you guys done anything like, surely you get asked to play Halloween shows, much like we did to have you guys kick off this month for us. Is that true? I mean, you played some badass Halloween bashes?
Oh, man, more than. No, we definitely feel like Halloween is a time to watch the phones. Everybody.
Have you ever not played a Halloween?
Yeah. Usually it's at or near Halloween that we're playing somewhere and doing something. So I'm trying to think of the last recreational Halloween we had. It was probably at Blood Drunk Studios in Oakland, California in 2014 when Eve made chicken for about 60, ourselves included, drinking industrial music makers and fans. Kept them all from driving home.
Is that an annual
too
thing?
drunk.
Big chicken.
Yeah.
That's an annual thing? You guys are doing that this year too?
No, not this year. We haven't been out there in quite a while. Our friend Ali, he spearheads a group called Critical Mass, and they're based in Oakland, and we have so much family out in the Bay Area, especially Oakland. Suicide Queen is another big band out there, and they usually have an annual Halloween party. And the first Halloween that I think I lived out there, we went out. I was Marilyn Manson and she was Tina Fey. So.
Yeah, but nobody got that I was Tina Fey because I had dreadlocks. So I was just basically a dreadlock chick in a chick suit. Nobody got it.
But everybody got it when she started making grilled chicken on the campfire. So, yeah. That's the last recreational Halloween we've had. This is definitely its own form of recreation, but there's also a lot of spiritual healing involved for everyone.
Indeed. Now, I got a question. Whenever you talk, both of you guys are very artistically mindset, and you articulate very well. How did you guys do in school? Were you with honors and all that stuff? I mean, are you book smart as well?
She's how I passed. I'm going to put that out there right now.
Mortuary school. Yeah.
Yes.
I had tried to pass mortuary school studying to become a funeral director and embalmer for quite some time, and attention span, adhesion, how I was raised, my diet, my DNA, whatever. I couldn't hold on to the material. She was sleeping an hour a night and passing with flying colors. I was like, oh my God, help me, please.
So you were a scholar, good grades, the whole nine, growing up and stuff. So what kind of books do you read that have inspired you the most? Philosophers, maybe? Because you guys wrote that comic, God is a Martian, you guys out there. If you don't know, it's an album, but it's also a comic book that goes with the album, and you only have a few left. Am I right?
Right.
So, but none of you guys buy one until I get mine first. So. But you guys are you manifestive.com, just like that, and you're on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, we're actually very easy to find online.
Right on, that's right.
Yeah.
You're worldwide, man. Play Burning Man. I bet you guys are a big hit out there. And you guys can follow their adventures on Burning Man through these social media sites. They take really cool pictures, And one thing you're going to get about these guys is a different perspective on just about everything. So it's rare enough to meet people like that. But when you do, carry on conversations like this with them because you can learn something. I feel like a caveman standing next to him, to be honest with you, so. But
We're in a man cave.
You're in my cave. So. Huh? Yeah, what books do you like to read? I like Dr. Seuss myself, cool pictures and artwork and that too. No.
So what I've been reading lately, it's very interesting because I've been getting really heavy into podcasts and audiobooks because it allows me to obtain information simultaneously while I'm painting because it's hard to read and paint at the same time. So One of the books I've read recently is called Sapiens by Yuval Harari, and it basically tracks from beginning to present day, like evolution of humans and how we've gotten to the powerful stance we are in the biosphere. And one of the things that gave us an advantage, for example, was fire, but not in the ways that you think. We actually used fire to decimate entire forests and drive out the beasts of the land so then we can have agriculture. And one of the more fascinating things that I found out in a book was that even 10,000 years ago, we were responsible for climate change. The Sahara Desert is about the size of the United States. Many thousand years ago, it was more of a lush jungle, and how we made the Sahara Desert worse was we would, in mass bands of traveling nomadic tribes, take our cattle and our goats with us. And over thousands of years, the cattle and all the goats destroyed all the native flora and ended up advancing desertification to where it is today. And that's just one example.
Wow. That's deep. It's industry,
Yeah.
y'all. It's industry. Gotta get back to nature, everybody. Use fire for good, not bad.
Use fire for propulsion while we're on the point. Just everybody get on a rocket and get off.
And
We
get
have
us-
the technology.
get us
Let's
to
just
Mars.
agree on the rocket. Go to Mars. Go onward, please. We don't want to overstay our welcome here on
Exactly.
Earth.
We already have a little bit, but maybe we can
Scratch the little bit.
fix that. Yeah. I was being conservative. So yeah, Audible, I totally understand that. You listen to books while you're doing stuff. We listen to audiobooks while we're traveling, so
Yeah.
very cool stuff. You guys should get you an Audible account anyway. But all right, well, if I can take a guess of what the next song is. Yeah. I don't know what Pam said, pickle something, but does it fall in line with the evolution of man on Earth? Is it Ice Age?
You're correct.
Ah, see? Is the last song you got tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'm not that smart. I just knew you were going to play that song tonight and you haven't played it yet. Didn't say I wasn't clever, I just I wasn't smart. So. But so Ice Age, is it about climate change and the demise of the planet that's going on, or
Well-
is it about woolly mammoth herds that ran wild?
So Ice Age is actually a cover from a band called How to Destroy Angels.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not entirely sure why they wrote that song, but when we covered it with the intention of it being about climate change and how it's become this war of man versus nature, and in this specific case, like man versus like the oceans, and how we've been mistreating the environment around us. So yeah, we've actually compiled a video that we usually play live, and it kind of shows the steps of like industry leading to further and further demise, and also I've thrown in clips of some like end of the world type movies where you'll see like this giant tidal wave consume a city, and it's very visually stunning. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist.
I get what you're talking about. I think it was like the day after or something. It was
Yeah,
called.
but I think it was from the day after.
Day after tomorrow, yes.
Yeah, even though the reason for that tidal wave was actually a meteor, but
Yeah, they don't need to know that. So. But like Aaron said, or Dunceman said earlier, you never see the same performance twice out of these guys. So we tried to get this imagery they're talking about behind us tonight, and it just wasn't in the cards. As we can see, we're about 15 minutes late getting on. So go out and see them. I know I'll have to go see that just to see in context what you're saying, because I love the imagery put along with the song. It gives a broader context, So, but this right here is my favorite song you guys cover, I guess. But you guys
Thank you.
do a great job, and it sounds awesome. So
Thank you so much. It's available on the special edition of our debut, Einer Ziger, and if you buy it on Bandcamp, the full album, that's a little Easter egg to be able to get it. We kind of worked in the cover licensing to where you only get it if you buy the full album on Bandcamp. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
all this and your marketing geniuses, man, home run. Do you guys lose? I mean, come on. You need someone
in
to be
gas
your
and
band.
tires on the road, yes.
Yeah. That was a rhetorical question. I didn't want to open no wounds. But yeah, you guys need a third member? Just holla. All right, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We're here with Manifestive kicking off our October slew of Halloween nights. So we'll let you do it to it, bro.
see, Paragraph over here has a pedal on the floor.
Turn the mic on.
It's on. It's been on.
Is it on now?
Is it? Should it? Check,
Is
check,
it a
check.
It might be a different
Check
mic.
test. Okay, good.
There we are.
So now we're back. So for you guys that could not see, Paragraph over here was manipulating a guitar pedal. It's a guitar pedal.
Correct. We like to do
Correct.
things you're not supposed to do, like put a laptop through a guitar pedal or put a vibraphone through a guitar pedal. Anything but a guitar.
And so he was playing DJ the entire time, and I wish you guys could have seen more of what his hands was doing. However, I believe, Grog, you got some footage of that? Yeah, so I would imagine that there's a little bit more that would come out about this so that you can see that in the future. You guys, man, what a performance. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here and for doing
Thank
that
you
for
guys
us.
so much for having us. It's been a real honor.
No problem.
Real
Grog,
treat.
you want to grab a microphone where we got to talk to these people about the upcoming events and what all is going on for the rest of October?
Yeah. You got me hot, Pam? Right on. So, Pamela, everybody running the board back there, keeping us all going and stuff.
Yes. Thank you, Pam.
So, thanks, Pam. She doesn't get much time, no camera time. She's shy a little bit, so got to shout her out every once in a while, you know. So, what do you guys have done so much over the past couple of months with Burning Man, playing Corpus, you know, getting out of the area? Or was it Corpus or South Padre?
Yeah, it was Corpus, and that was very welcoming because they have just a very untapped scene down there. There's not a lot of shows happening, like, at this level. That underground surprise, like, oh my God, this band blew me away. It's either a band you've heard of for 20 or 30 years,
Yeah.
or like not a lot comes through. So we had a promoter down there, Patrick Basaldu. I'll shout his name because he treated us like gold when we came down. It's just so great. And we can't wait to get back down there. There's a lot of really cool, friendly people we can get into deep, long, paragraph-length conversations with.
Yeah, and the more area you attend to, the more often, the stronger the fan base gets, and then in turn, the more friends you make out there, and
absolutely,
and then you spread. You know,
was paragraph length metaphorical for a lengthy conversation with you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It is a 3-4 layered metaphor.
I'm just making sure
It's like a hamburger.
I'm making sure I didn't miss out on that, or that the rest of everyone didn't miss out on that. It's a good metaphor.
Playback. Playback is my favorite. I listened to the Fragile, the Nine Inch Nails record that turned 20 like 3 weeks ago, and I heard harmonies I hadn't heard yet.
Oh.
You know, Trent Reznor just buried
that long
so
already.
much.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Right, 1999.
What are some other bands you, Eve? What bands do you really inspired you, grew up listening to, and maybe took a little bit from here and there to create your own style? I mean, granted, there's no vibraphone players out there you would have ripped off, but you know, and you're the new one on that, dude. That's so cool. I mean, you created an instrument in essence, you know. You can probably sell that to China and start getting $1 million checks.
Yeah, I mean, because there's other vibraphones out there, but yours is unique by far.
You haven't seen one that has each individual pickup for every note, right? That's custom you only, isn't it?
I believe there are other vibraphones that have that because there's a company out there that makes pickups for vibraphones specifically. But I think what makes this specific instrument unique is that it goes through a guitar effects pedal, and I don't know if any other vibraphonist that does that.
Gotcha.
Are you also the only one that plays the I mean, you use a bow for it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you look up, what is it, Bonneville Sonnet, or there's some sonnet that this group of college kids do online, and there's 4 of them gathered around a vibraphone. Each of them have 2 bows, and there's music stands with music on either side of the vibraphone, and they're all reading the same piece and playing huge chords like together. It's gorgeous. Wow. It's on our bucket list for sure.
You just gonna let them rip you off like that, Eve?
Right.
You want me and Dunceman to go handle this for you?
You know, I'll take care of it.
Quite say ripping off. It was borrowed.
I know, it's borrowed, yeah, of course. It's music. You know, well, labels own music. But anyway, so is there any other, like, musicians, like he said Nine Inch Nails, the Fragile, albums and stuff that you keep on a loop?
Well, currently, man, it's actually quite a wide spectrum. actually, to demonstrate my wide spectrum, I have 2 tattoos here. One of them is a Rammstein tattoo, and the other one here is Sigur Rós. And it demonstrates like the wide variety of music I listen to, but also when I first got my Rammstein tattoo, I think I was like 18, and it was my first tattoo. And for me, it was like, oh yeah, this is super heavy. This is like out of the box. And now they're more mainstream. But also concurrently, Sigur Rós was like a softer, more ethereal, more spiritual type, sounding band from Iceland. So I like to refer to these as like my devil and my angel.
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
a way. But I also listen to M83, BV Dub, I like a lot.
Okay. Any Elvis Presley in the mix?
No, actually my grandma really
Hanson?
listens to Elvis a lot.
Hey, the king loves the beehives.
She'll always surprise me with classics like Robert Plant. He had a solo album that
Robert Plant, yeah.
I'd never taken a listen to. And she
Was it
just
like a Zen?
Jamming it one day.
I think it was Zen something, wasn't it?
Well, my favorite song from that album, or for that solo project, was Mood for a Melody, but I think that was also like a radio hit.
Yeah, it was a radio hit. But that's all right. It doesn't get played very much anymore. So
That's right.
what's next for Manifestive? I think we talked about you got a new album you're working on.
After writing and recording, man, if there's an Earth, then we'll see.
You better hurry then.
Yeah, we're kind of like, one day and page at a time again, because you can set up goals, expectations, and book tours, which is dizzying and nauseating and rewarding enough. I mean, it's a struggle because you're toying with the future and it always changes, and you have to roll with the punches. We've been out on the road thousands of miles from home, have a venue close, and have to rebook an entire half of a week with a week and a half's notice. So we'll get back into that after we've written quite a bit, because we did more than our first year on the road for a little bit. We have a lot to reflect on. So we want to take advantage of having a home base for as long as we can.
That's understandable.
Before we head on the next big chunk, because we'd like to know how to do it in smaller chunks, and until we learn that, it's just going to be...
kind of do regional stuff before you start crossing the country again.
Yeah, Texas is the only state that used to be a country. I mean, we have our regionals cut out here. Corpus is a 12-hour round trip, so
yeah.
If we have a tour, it's just take a weekend, and boom, you got 4 cities and all in the same state.
Still down to going back to being our own country, just saying.
So what about locally? Do you have any local shows coming up?
We have quite a few, actually.
Well, drop a
being
few.
the
What's
Halloween
up?
season. This coming Friday, we play the legendary O'Reilly's on Forest Lane in North Dallas, nowhere near that parking nightmare we love and have grown to call Deep Ellum. Free parking, it's huge. We're playing with Bloodied. That's Jermaine Johnson.
It was awesome.
Amazing. He went on a few tour dates with us last year. We've done multiple shows with him in the past. Circle Burn is a new band, Scarf Razorblade Dolls, formed with Ron Good and Evie Carpenter, and they make quite a dark electronic trio. I haven't actually seen them live yet, so playing with them and having that first impression at the same time will be positively overwhelming. It's going to be awesome.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Copper Thief, they're also on that bill.
It's a hell of a lineup.
Yeah, this coming Friday at O'Reilly's, it's going to be a hoot and a holler for sure.
I was so looking forward to relaxing Friday, but I couldn't be out there at the Manifesto show. I had no idea that was going on.
Yeah, that's this coming Friday, October 11th. That's our nearest one. There is a art show called Massacre on Division Street in Arlington. That is the Saturday before Halloween, October 26th. We will be headlining that, along with 50 plus other artists showing dark and macabre art, Eve included. It's going to showcase some aces up her sleeve she hasn't even shown yet. It's going to be awesome there.
Oh, they also have a costume contest.
Oh, yeah.
And a $500 prize for the winner.
Nice.
Last year we were in the running, but gracefully defeated by a perfect Hellraiser. This guy, he had his pinhead, like through and through. The sclera contacts, he deserved it.
He had real nails in his head, real blood coming down. You know, he needed that money.
Yeah.
His little brother nailed them all in.
It was awesome.
And then that's an art festival happening October 26th.
That's correct. That's at Division Street Ice House.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Very neat. Very local, too. So it shouldn't be hard for everyone to make it.
Right in the middle. All of Dallas can get to Arlington. All of Fort Worth can get to Arlington.
That's right.
Easy
Absolutely. Check our calendar for more dates. We have an amazing develop date coming up in November. It's at the time of the week when you can actually park there. That was on purpose.
Yay.
It's at a newer club called Blue Light. It is a celebration of the design of the flux capacitor for Back to the Future
Really?
fans. Yeah, it's on November 5th.
Oh, wow. No shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So our calendar has all this and more.
I need to start following your calendar more, man. You guys do some really cool stuff. So anything else, Aaron?
Man, I can't say enough how glad I am that the PGA Season 2 got to start out with you guys. I mean, it starts out with a bang, and that's
Indeed.
great no matter who it was going to be, but you guys are kind of some of our favorites. So it's
Absolutely. So
just really cool to have you here.
Thank you.
we hope you guys, if you have a music video, let us debut it or something. Or, whenever you get that album done, kind of come and do the show again whenever that happens. 'Cause
That's kind of our thing is we don't, you don't want a bunch of repeat of the same people that haven't done anything, but you guys always have something new to present. And so we're more than willing to have you on and present it to the world as best as we can from this platform. I mean, it's well worth it to spread your word. You guys are awesome.
Absolutely. New releases will have you on the speed dial. Yes, sir.
Yes! We made it, Aaron. We finally made it, Pam. Yeah.
They really
We're in like
us.
Flynn. We're on speed dial. All right.
I think using the word speed dial is dating us.
I know, right?
The
Is that our
nomenclature
landline?
now is texting.
I know, or recent. We'll put you on recent.
Let's rewind.
Well, being on PGA dates you because PGA's been around forever. So anyway, man, it's great. It's great that you guys are here, man. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, indeed. And upcoming shows we have for here on the Pull Getter TV channel, we have the makers from Cherokee Creek showing up, that indie film horror movie with Bigfoot. And they're going to be in the studio next Sunday. And then we'll have, I believe, Scary Cherry and the Bang Bangs, who is fronted by Leslie Dean from Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Dead.
Yes.
So that is going to be a huge, I would never thought to put it on the bucket list, but it was like a pre-bucket list thing checked off when they get here because I'm just a huge fan. She kicked so much ass back in the day. So to have her here in the studio is going to just blow my mind. Aaron, you got to keep me from fanboying. You know what I'm saying? So, can you punch me in the face? Yeah.
Calm down, Grog. Calm down.
All right.
We got other things in the works that we, of course, until they're solidified, we can't mention. But we're working on things from freak shows to ghost hunters to, you name it, all kinds of things, to the grossest show you've ever seen in your life. We're working on that.
Yeah, imagine that.
Halloween is going to be all month long and amazing, and we love everybody that's paying attention. Thank you guys so much. Again, these guys.
Zuckerberg's going to love us that night.
They're going to hate everything that we're doing. Fuck yeah, PGA all the way.
But we'll try to sneak it in and do it live before the algorithms get us.
Yes.
So you got to tune in or before we get taken out.
Tune in and share it. Make sure everybody sees it before they take us out.
Yeah, so definitely once again reiterate, follow Manifestive and go see their shows. You will not regret it.
Manifestive.com will get you everywhere from, if I'm not mistaken, from where you guys are going to be to where you're at now to your music to you can get your everything. You guys have comic books, you guys have artwork, you have everything. Also follow Eve Walding as far as her artwork is concerned.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. You guys won't be sorry that you joined in. So
all right, Pam, take us out with the Cherokee Creek trailer, and we will see you guys at the Manifestive show.
Happy Halloween, motherfuckers.
Right.
Get your
Happy Halloween. Dunce man.
Yeah.
Dunce man.
Study all those pictures, right? Well, of course I did. Good, because there was a shit ton of important information in there, and if you don't know it, you're gonna get us both killed. He's out there. Oh, shit.
This spot is actually the first spot that they ever saw Bigfoot in North America back in like the 1800s, I think.
What is that?
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween.